We want more laughter, we want more smiling. It feels really good to be a happy person. Like when I do everything on this list, I wake up and I'm bouncing off the walls with joy and perkiness. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jasmine Morin, and I'm creating this video because generally I'm a pretty happy person. I've always been pretty perky and upbeat, but lately I kind of felt not depressed, but just not perky, just not very happy and kind of in a rut. I think in this instance, it was more about me not really doing the things that I generally do to maintain a happy and positive outlook that I generally have. So if you're kind of like me where you don't feel as happy as you generally do or not as happy as you know you could be, then stay tuned because I'm going to give you 7 tips on how to be happier. Okay, so tip number 1 is to pray or meditate daily. For me, meditation is about not exactly clearing my mind because usually there are things floating around, but just kind of reflecting on gratitude. I usually listen to some peaceful music when I'm meditating. I think about the things that I'm happy to have in my life, the people that I'm happy to have, and I also think about the things that I would like to have in the future, and I feel happy and excited about that. I know that's not the general definition of meditation. I think the general idea is to clear your mind and all that kind of stuff. That's not how I do it, but I do it in a way that works for me. I do notice that when I meditate or do my version of meditation on a regular basis, that I do feel happier. I also feel more at peace, and I feel like I have a sense of inner joy. So when you have a sense of inner joy, like small things don't really bother you. Little inconveniences, things like being stuck in traffic or being late somewhere don't really bother you as much when you have a sense of inner peace and inner joy. I do it on a daily basis. I feel pretty good. Meditation is a way to connect with yourself. If you've never meditated before, that might not make a lot of sense. But it's just the idea that we are so busy with our lives throughout, our entire day. We don't really slow down. And meditation is just a time to take for yourself. In my opinion, there's no right or wrong way to meditate. Whatever makes you feel good is what you should do. And obviously prayer is an option for people that are more on the religious side. The second thing on the list is to exercise daily. One of my resolutions this year is to definitely stick to a more disciplined exercise schedule. And actually, in this past week, I've been able to do that because I just pushed myself to do it. As an adult, exercise is not a mandatory part of life. It's something that everyone should do, but nobody's making you get up and go. It's all about your own level of self-discipline. I find that when I do exercise daily, it makes me happy for 2 reasons. The first reason is that even though the class is usually kicking my butt and I'm sweating profusely the whole time, it doesn't necessarily feel that great while I'm in there. By the time I'm finished and back home and showered, I just feel really happy. I feel really perky and upbeat. I feel like dancing, and I usually do a little bit of a dance in the privacy of my own home to some music, and then I get started with my day because I just feel really awake and perky and happy and just joyful. And then a second reason that regular exercise could make you feel happier is because you have that sense of accomplishment when you have the option to stay in on a Saturday morning. You have the option to skip the workout, but you push yourself and you go anyway. When it's over, you feel like you've done something good for yourself. You feel like you've achieved something. Even for the small things like a daily workout, even just getting up each day and showing up for your yoga class. For me, I do spinning. That makes me feel like, see, that's another day down that I committed to this and I actually went. And it's not even about having fitness goals per se. It's just about doing something good for your body that makes you feel good about yourself. Now, number 3 is something that I really like to do, especially with my sister. I like to watch funny stuff. So we used to watch funny stuff on YouTube, just videos and like silly things. We watch a lot of funny shows and we watch a lot of funny movies. I think it's important to laugh every day. You can't really laugh when you're like sad and angry and upset. So if you're kind of here emotionally and you watch something funny, then it's probably gonna put you up here because you're just laughing, and also you're not thinking about whatever might be bringing you down. A large part of our mental state and wellness has to do with the type of media we consume. The media that you consume actually does have an effect on you. So if you're listening to sad songs, it's gonna make you sad. I mean, not to encourage you to be a couch potato, but you know, when you have a chance to sit down and watch a movie or watch TV, watching something funny just really is a great mood booster. Number 4 is something that I briefly mentioned when I was talking about meditation, and that would be to reflect on gratitude. Sometimes in life we feel dissatisfied because I think in general we're usually thinking more about the things that we don't have yet that we still want, as opposed to thinking about what we already have. I don't want to blame social media because, you know, it's a choice to spend time on there or not. But the thing about social media is that for the most part, everyone's living their best lives. I mean, I know for me, with people that I follow, they're generally in great shape, wealthy, jet setting, and all that kind of stuff. So if I'm kind of in just an okay place, the worst thing I could do would actually be to get on Instagram and see all these people posting living their best lives, because obviously everyone has their ups and downs and things like that. But I do get that feeling of dissatisfaction, like, oh, this person has like way more friends than me, this person goes somewhere new like every month. Instead of reflecting on how that isn't me, what I would do is think about how a lot of the things that I used to really want, I have now. And it's a funny thing when we do strive towards something and we're finally able to get that thing that we wanted or have that relationship that we wanted, and then we kind of settle into, okay, well, what's the next thing? A better way to live is to think about all the things that you're grateful for that you're probably taking for granted at the moment. What you can do to reflect on gratitude is either just think about what you're grateful for, or even say it to yourself, you know, nobody else is around. You can also write it down. You can meditate on what you're grateful for. The more often you do it, the better you'll feel. You don't have to do it every day. But if you're always thinking about, wow, I'm so lucky to have this, I'm so blessed to have that, then that'll make you feel a lot happier. When you're thinking those thoughts, obviously you're not thinking about all the things that you don't have. We've all had difficult times, but there is always something to be grateful for, and if you can focus on that, then I guarantee that you will be a much happier person. Next on the list is to clear it up. What I'm going to say is not an original concept. There are plenty of people who talk about clearing toxic people and toxic energies out of your life, but it really is true that if you want to be more of a positive person, you need to cut out whatever negativity is kind of keeping you from being happier. Sometimes perpetual lack of joy is due to some negativity that we're not addressing. For example, like a frenemy. I'm not someone who has ever had like frenemies for a long period of time, because as soon as I can tell you're kind of a hater, like I don't want you around. If you don't know what a frenemy is a friend slash enemy. They'll just say things that are putting you down, like, oh, you're so fat, haha, just kidding, I love you, or talk about you behind your back instead of telling you what issues they might have with you. And basically at the end of the day, they are like jealous of you. They kind of like hope that you fail at the things that you're trying to do. They might want you to have some success, but they don't want you to be more successful than them. That's a frenemy situation. If you have people like that in your life and you spend a lot of time around them, then that's definitely something that's going to make it more of a challenge for you to be a happy person. And it is difficult to cut people out of your life because you form emotional attachments to the people in your life. But if you analyze a situation and you can see that what that person brings is mostly negativity, then they're actually a hindrance in your journey to being a happy person. Now, sometimes you can just talk to the person and maybe someone has hurt you and they don't even realize that they're doing it. That's another good way to clear it up, clear the air, talk to people in your life that are kind of causing you issues and see if that's not something that you can resolve. I know that can be challenging as well, and I'm not a confrontational person, but when it comes to your mental, emotional well-being and your happiness, I do think that that's something that you should fight for. Look over your life, think about the things that do make you happy, things that don't make you happy, and minimize those things that don't make you happy. Number 6, and we're almost done. Something that really helps me maintain being a happier, more positive person is doing more of the things that I like and making sure that I do those things regularly. When something isn't like a mandatory part of life, sometimes it kind of falls off, and that's how you end up in a rut. Make the things that you enjoy doing more of a priority, and make sure that you're continuously doing things that you enjoy. For me, I notice that when I spend more time with friends or just other people in general, I feel happier because I'm an extrovert, so I get energy from being around other people. So I was kind of unhappy, but then my brother visited and I spent a lot of time with my sister and our friends, and I feel a lot happier. Another thing that I really like to do that I didn't have a chance to do lately was spend time in nature. But I went to the beach with my boyfriend, and that was a really nice experience. Just being by the water and hearing the ocean crash and all that kind of stuff. And made me reflect on, yeah, I need to do this more often. I need to remember to do the things that make me happy. In life, it's very easy. You wake up in the morning, you go to work, and you just go home and you're, you know, doing whatever. Doing things, having hobbies that really make you happy is a good way to put yourself up and to stay up emotionally. Number 7, the last thing you can do to be a happier person is to mix up your routine. Maybe that could even be introducing new elements, like you usually have lunch at work, but you go out and you have a work friend and you guys go out to lunch maybe once a week. Or you, instead of coming home and sitting on the couch, you decide to go to a happy hour. Shaking up your routine can definitely get you out of a rut and make you a happier person. And if you have the opportunity to do things like travel somewhere on the weekend, or, you know, go, like, well, obviously you can't go on vacation all the time, but if you have a chance to go on vacation somewhere, and obviously that's one of the reasons that vacation makes you happy. You get to be away from work, but you also get to be in new surroundings and see and experience new things, and it keeps the mind entertained, so that, you know, results in a greater sense of joy. That concludes our 7 tips on how to be a happier, more positive person. We want more laughter, we want more smiling. It feels really good to be a happy person. Like, when I do everything on this list, I wake up and I'm bouncing off the walls with joy and perkiness, even though nothing has really happened to cause that. You know, I didn't win the lottery or anything like that, but I just feel really good about life. And when you're happy and you're perky, you know, the more positive you are, really, the more you attract positive experiences into your life, and you just have more things to be happy about, which is really awesome. I do notice that it's kind of the opposite. When you're really negative and you're feeling negative all the time, you definitely attract more negative experiences. And obviously you can't be positive all the time, but it's a good thing to be as positive as you can be, just for your own well-being. It really is a wonderful thing to have a sense of inner joy. I hope that you found this video interesting. I definitely enjoyed making it. I hope that if you're kind of in a rut, you can take some things that will help you to become a happier and more satisfied person. If you are interested in more videos like these, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like, and also leave some comments about the things that you like to do that make you happy. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!